artificial intelligence. It's not science fiction anymore, is it? It's here. It's in our schools, it's on our students' phones, and it is changing the game for education at a speed that's, well, a little dizzying. And for us educators, that brings a ton of excitement, but let's be honest, a lot of uncertainty too. So how in the world do we handle this? Okay, let's get into it. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to really nail down this new challenge that AI is throwing at us. Then, we'll look at the global roadmap UNESCO has put together to help us find our way. After that, we'll break down the 5 key skills every single teacher is going to need. We'll map out how you actually develop those skills. And finally, we'll talk about what it truly means to be a teacher of the future. You know, the AI-powered classroom isn't something we need to prepare for in the future. It's already here. It's a huge shift, no doubt about it. It's disruptive, but it's also pretty much inevitable. It's changing how we teach, how our students learn, everything. So the million-dollar question for all of us is, are we actually ready? Now, I know what you might be thinking. A quote from UNESCO's constitution about war? How does that fit in? But stick with me, because it's the perfect way to frame this. When you're facing something as powerful as AI, the same idea applies. The real preparation, the best defense against any risks, it all starts right up here, in our minds. It's about building a solid mental framework before we even touch the tools. This is the question, isn't it? This is the one at the heart of everything. We're not just talking about some cool new software or a fancier smartboard. No. The transformation we're seeing goes way, way deeper than that. It goes right to the very core of what education is. And this right here, this is where the change really hits home. It's not just a straight line between teacher and student anymore. You have to imagine AI as this new third party that's suddenly in the room with you. It's a mediator. It's influencing your lessons, how you deliver content, even how you grade. So suddenly we have this new triangular relationship that we all have to figure out how to manage. So with this massive change happening, you'd think there would be a huge global push to get teachers ready, right? Well, get this. A recent UNESCO survey looked into it, and by 2022, the number of countries that had an actual formal AI game plan for their teachers was just 7. Yeah, 7. That number tells you everything you need to know about the huge guidance gap out there. Most of us are just being left to figure this out on our own. But that's where the good news comes in. That's starting to change. To close that gap and help us navigate all this uncertainty, UNESCO went and developed a global roadmap. A clear, straightforward guide that's built for every educator in every country. So what is it? It's called the AI Competency Framework for Teachers, or AICFT. Now, don't let that official-sounding name scare you. This is not another top-down mandate or some crazy technical manual. Just think of it as a tool designed to empower you, to give you the confidence to use AI safely, effectively, and most importantly, ethically. And, you know, this whole framework is built on some really solid values. It all starts with being human-centered and protecting the rights of teachers. The message is clear: technology serves us, not the other way around. From there, it's all about pushing for AI we can trust, making sure it works for everyone, and really advocating for that idea of lifelong learning. Okay, so the principles are great, they make sense, but what does this actually look like for you, in your classroom on a Tuesday morning? What do you really need to know how to do? Well, the framework breaks it all down into 5 core competencies. All right, now don't let this table overwhelm you. Let's just walk through it together. Down the left side, you've got the 5 big skill areas. See how it starts with mindset and ethics? That's the why we use AI. Then it gets into the how, understanding the basics, using it in your teaching, and even using it for your own professional growth. And then look across the top. Acquire, deepen, create. It shows you that this is a journey. Nobody expects you to be an expert on day one. I know, looking at a chart like that can feel like a lot, but the whole idea behind the framework is that this is a totally manageable, step-by-step journey. It's a clear path forward, and the best part is, you can start on it no matter where you are right now. So let's break down that journey. It really happens in 3 stages. You start at the acquire level. This is just about getting the basics down, becoming AI literate. Next, you deepen your understanding by actually starting to use AI in your day-to-day teaching. And finally, you get to the create level. Here, you're not just a user anymore, you're an innovator. You're the one leading the charge. To make this super concrete, let's just look at one example: AI pedagogy. Okay, so at the acquire level, you might just be looking at an AI tool and figuring out the pros and cons for your lesson plan. Simple enough. But fast forward to the create level. Now, you're designing these incredible immersive learning experiences with AI that are pushing your students to think critically and solve really complex problems. I mean, it's a night and day difference, right? And all of this, every step of this journey, it all leads to this one central idea, becoming the teacher of the future. And this is so important. This is not about being afraid of getting replaced by a robot. This is about empowerment. It's about you becoming an even more effective, more dynamic educator because you have this incredibly powerful new tool in your toolkit. And that brings us to the real goal, the ultimate point of this entire framework, is to protect the human heart of what we do. It's about making sure teachers' rights are safe and ensuring that no matter how fancy the technology gets, that meaningful, magical interaction between a teacher and a student always, always remains at the absolute center of it all. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Is all this AI stuff a threat to what you do, or is it maybe the most powerful new assistant you've ever had? What this framework suggests is that the choice is really up to us. And the future? Well, the future belongs to the ones who are ready to make that choice.